So Katsuhiro Harada, the producer for Tekken, and Bandai Namco decided to ask their Middle Eastern fans whether or not a new character design for a Middle Eastern character was acceptable or not. Mind blown. Okay, that's enough of that. Imagine that, a game developer asking the actual race that they might offend whether or not they're being racist. It's like we're intelligent or something. You could find a link to the character in the doobly-doo, but basically he kind of looks like an Assassin's Creed character. He wears a I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. And he uses a sword and multiple daggers in order to fight. And Bandai Namco wanted to know if any of this was racist, whether his garb was racist, whether his weapons were racist, whether any of it was racist. And to that I say, good on you, Bandai Namco, you did something right. I mean, fighting games haven't exactly been the most socially aware genre of video game out there. You look at Dalzim and E Honda and even Guile, for that matter. They're all just hilarious stereotypes of races and nationalities. I'm gonna wave my hands more for no good reason. So this whole thing is actually a pretty good step. It's actually a good thing that a developer is seeing whether or not the thing that they make is socially acceptable, rather than just doing whatever they want. But then, like an idiot, I went onto the Facebook comments page where Bandai Namco originally asked this question, and guess what? There was a whole bunch of angry white fans getting upset about the fact that Bandai Namco even asked their Middle Eastern fans whether or not this was okay. White fans, like me, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It doesn't matter what you think. I mean this with all due respect. It really doesn't matter. Bandai Namco isn't going to get in trouble if you don't like the character. A horrible racist stereotype, even if it's made by accident, isn't going to offend you. Or if it does offend you, you're white. And don't get me wrong, you could be an ally and you could be very enlightened about race and you could be offended and that's great. I mean, it's always nice to have other white people sticking up for social justice, that's fine. But in the end, it's not your culture that they're insulting. It's not you who they are going to make some sort of hilarious, exaggerated stereotype of. And I know that this is kind of infuriating to a lot of fans that think, oh my god, they don't care about me for a second. But that's sort of the point. Everybody is offended by different things, and everybody cares about different things, and right now, Bandai Namco is caring about their Middle Eastern fan base. They want to know what they think. Now, don't get me wrong, feel free to give your opinions on the matter. In fact, I saw a lot of really educated opinions talking about Middle Eastern culture from people who have studied Middle Eastern culture instead of people who actually are Middle Eastern. But don't go on the Facebook page and start saying, why on earth would anybody care about this? This is video games. This doesn't matter. We don't have to be socially aware. For the life of me, I don't get why people are upset about the fact that we're trying to make characters more accurate to actual cultures. I mean, granted, this is Tekken, and we have the Devil Gene, and fighting pandas, and giant American battle robots, so it's already kind of goofy. But this is the thing that Katsuhiro Harada wants to do to make everyone a little bit happier. And so, outside of pure trolling, I don't understand why the white American fan base, or the white anything fan base, or the anyone not Middle Eastern fan base would get really upset about this reach out to the Middle Eastern fan base. It can't hurt you. It feels like the only thing you're doing is saying, my opinion is the only opinion that matters when you complain about stuff like this. How dare Bandai Namco care about someone who isn't me? But what difference is it really going to make? You didn't even know about the character until a couple of days ago. You're not attached to him. You've never played him. You don't even know if he's going to be good or top tier. So just step back for a minute. Let other people take the spotlight. Let other people's opinions matter. I know that a lot of fans were worried because Bandai Namco said that if it was actually really insulting or actually racially insensitive, they may not put the character in the game, and no fighting gamer wants the roster to be smaller. But they also said that they could change the character, that they could rework the design, and that they could make it better for everyone involved. So overall, this is actually going to create a better character. I mean, right now, it looks like the character was going to use a sword and knives, which is a little weird for Tekken. But one thing that a lot of fans said was that this is a Tekken character and he's probably not going to use the swords and knives. So in that case, remove them and instead take examples from actual Middle Eastern martial arts. That way there could be these new interesting combos and new ways to fight that we haven't seen in Tekken before. And I think that that would be a lot more interesting than just an Arab character that uses a scimitar. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, whether you're Middle Eastern or white or whatever. What do you think of this character design? Do you think they need to change it? Do you think that it's a good thing that Bandai Namco is asking their fan base for advice on things like this? I personally do. Crowdsourcing information is a very powerful tool, and fighting game developers already do this for game balance, so I don't really see the problem with fighting game developers doing it for social issues too. If it's good enough for the fan base to say that the forward right punch on a character starts up in too many frames and is just useless because of it, then it's also okay for a fan base to say, hey, this character is kind of racist. It would be better if you did something else. And just like they create balance patches to fix game mechanic imbalance, they can also fix character designs, and the game gets better for it.